Hail, children of the light, for I, beloved Jesus, address you tonight. In the full white fire of the mother light, for this white fire, blessed hearts, is one that you must become comfortable in. It must course through you, and as it does so, it will be that great magnet about it that draws forth all of the essence of God love that you require and that you desire. Far too many think that this path toward the ascension is one in which you must do battle. Well, I tell you, blessed hearts, the battle that you must wage is one within your own members, fighting day and night, night and day, to allow for the fullness of the white fire core of your being to be released into your life, so that you have all that is required to build that firm foundation of the citadel of light that will carry you aloft into all of the divine mastery and attainment that your presence has desired. Do you think for one moment that in my final embodiment before my ascension, that lifetime was filled with ease, that there were those peaceful moments day in and day out, that the flesh did not tire, the soles of the feet did not become burned on the road of travel or travail? I tell you, blessed hearts, those things matter not in the final analysis of what you must go through to win your ascension, to muster within your life stream all of the ergs of energy that are required for you to overcome and for you to meet the challenges. At the core, that white fire must be present to knit together all of your spiritual centers and allow for that constancy of the flame of your God presence to flow freely through your life stream. Perhaps you have not had the occasion in this lifetime to be pressed up against the great abyss, knowing that you have given every erg of energy of your being, and you have not one more erg to give. And if you do not hold and continue to hold, you will fall catapulting into the great abyss. Well, I tell you, blessed hearts, it is that very striving that teaches you the metal that you are made of. It is the opportunity for you to test yourself, to know what is your strength. Of what courage do you have? Is there enough love for God and for the God in all of life that you will courageously forge on, that you will, against all odds, achieve your victory? Who would have thought that my mission as Jesus would have brought about hundreds of thousands, millions upon millions of life streams that would know my name? I do not say that every tributary from the fount of that embodiment has not been held with the purity. They have not. But in the heart of many, they know my flame. They know my name, though they may not know another ascended master. You may count on the fact that they have a holy Christ presence. And in calling to me, they receive their holy Christ presence closer and closer. And this is enough for many, for their current embodiment. But you know what is required of every son and daughter of God ultimately. For you have heard the lessons of the Godhead charioteer. You know the story. You know from whence you have come and what is your destination. You may not know all of the side adventures that will lead you ultimately to returning into the ascension, but you know full well that it is marked with great opportunity, great overcoming, great victories to behold. And they come when you have allowed for enough of the white fire to course through the Kundalini and to allow your pillar of fire to be straight and tall, for you to have literally the spine of one that can stand and keep standing even when others fall about. This is because, blessed hearts, you have not wilted under fire. For when the ascended master fire and light and their instructions come, you hold on almost as though it were for dear life, and in doing so, you are the recipient of the consciousness of their momentum, increment by increment, until such time as you begin to come into your own and you have the ability to know your mighty I am presence, and that you stand as a pillar of light in that presence everywhere you are when you will but allow it. And that is why I have come to address you today. This does not happen merely as a passive activity. It is something that you must allow, and you must strive, and you must engage. Do you know the difference between engaging and being passive? Well, if you do so, then you understand how the flame of God upon the altar of your heart must be engaged in your life, and you must have the fire that is required for that to occur. And if your devotions are waning, if you are tentative about those cycles in which you go to the altar, then, blessed hearts, it only stands to reason there would not be enough firepower for you to stand and keep standing when the going is difficult. You will face, on your journey to the ascension, all manner of opposition. It is not personal. It does not have your name, but it has the flame of the Christ in its gaze. And it cannot allow that Christ light to abide. For if it does so, it means that the unreality of Maya and illusion will be dissipated, be no more. And therefore, one of the other must prevail. And I promise you, blessed hearts, the mighty I am presence, through the Christ that you are, will prevail, because there is no other outcome. We, the ascended masters, most assuredly are applying the pressure of our momentum and our light to assist you at every turn, even though the odds may be against you and seemingly outweighed. You, blessed hearts, have God on your side. You have the light of the Christ, and you understand what it means to utter the words, I am that I am. You know every I am affirmation, as taught here at the temple, is referring to your own mighty I am presence, and you are internalizing that as the truth of who you are. It matters not how we address it. It always comes back to the mighty I am presence being at present on the altar of your heart. And that is the open door that allows you to have every assistance possible for your life stream? And what of those sons and daughters of God that only know my name? Do you not think that at some point, either in this lifetime of yours or some future lifetime, they will know what is meant by the ascended Master Jesus Christ? They will know that I have ascended and therefore they can ascend. They will cease to put all of their idolatry on my flame and look to their own mighty I am presence and recognize that that mighty I am presence is not exclusive to the honor and the respect of my flame or my office, nor any other ascended or cosmic being. For in the allness of God, there is only the one God. There is only the one love, and there is only the one white fire. When it streams forth, and you ignite the spiritual centers of your being, you begin to have greater and more heightened attunement with all of the things about you. And you discover things about yourself that you did not know before, things that you do not like, that you desire to change. And thus, my own mother has conveyed to you, you must change them. You must be the one to take responsibility. You must be the one to right all of the areas of your life that are impinging upon your ability to draw forth the light of the mighty I am presence and have it course through you as a Niagara Falls of light, to wash away all that you would have go into that flame and be no more. Oh, blessed hearts, how glorious it is to stand in that white fire core of your being, to know that all about you are the concentric rings of fire of your own causal body, how the Christ presence comes into its own and can move in, through, and around these physical octaves, overshadowing you and allowing for you to have that immediacy of the presence of the mighty I am where you are. All of this because you elected to make a change in your life. You elected to bend your knee before the altar, to give the call to your mighty I am presence, to the lords of karma, to your ascended master sponsor, and most assuredly, the blessed angels. Have you quite realized how much they afford you day to day, year in and year out, protecting you, guiding you, guarding you? If you were to be able to see with your third eye the multitudes of angels that are present, serving the earth, you would wonder, are there angels anywhere else in the universe? So vast are the angles of God consciousness embodied by these heavenly beings. How glorious indeed to have them in your presence. Do not forget for one day to give gratitude for their assistance to your life stream, for they keep you in ways that you could not even begin to imagine was necessary or possible. And that brings me to the point that I wish to stress most adamantly. Your mighty I am presence is not in some far removed part of the world, or a heaven world, so detached from your life stream that you must wait and wait and wait until maybe just before you are ready to make your transition or ascension, to touch that vibration. No, blessed hearts, your mighty I Am presence is as close as the threefold flame upon the altar of your heart. Your mighty I Am presence has the all-present, ever-knowing mind of God deposited within the Holy Christ presence. It is that same presence that wraps around your shoulders, that infuses your mind, that fills and unfurls the energy of God within your emotional body, that establishes the strength and vitality in your physical body, and allows for the fullness of that chalice to receive poured into it the golden elixir of life from the mighty I Am presence. That visualization, blessed hearts, is one you should never leave, for that is the truth of your being. And when you stand in that light and in that presence of God, what else could there be that would entice you to leave it? No thing. For you desire only God. You love God. You desire to fulfill the slightest wish of your mighty I Am presence. And in doing so, you discover that it is actually accomplishing all that was laden upon the altar of your heart, that you had thought you only dreamed, that perhaps you thought was someone else's mission, someone else's job, someone else's opportunity. But it is your opportunity, waiting as that seed ideal to bear fruit, to bring forth the blossoms of your own essence of the mighty I Am presence. Throughout the entirety of your life, every day is a new opportunity to accomplish something glorious for the presence of God. It is an opportunity for you to love unconditionally, even when you come up face to face with those circumstances of life that are not pleasant, that do have within them negativity. You do not need to love the negativity. You need to love the core of that God reality at the white fire core of its inception, and then allow for that love to deal with all of the outer negativity. This, blessed hearts, is the action that is afforded each one who understands the use of the ruby ray. All of the varying degrees of intensity of the love action of God carry with it the opportunity to change what is negative into what is pure and positive of nature according to God's blueprint. And this is glorious indeed. You can bring about all that you require and all that your presence desires for you, if you will but learn a few basic lessons of life. You require the white fire of the Mother Light. You require the transmutation by the action of God's love of all of the negativity that you have ever encountered or produced. And you notice I said encountered. The reason for this, blessed hearts, is there are those circumstances of life where another has wronged you, and you have held on to that wrong so long it has become as though you had committed it. And therefore you are responsible now for cleaning it up. You must be able to put that into the flame and let it be gone. Otherwise you will carry it continually, building upon that. Each time there is that similar vibration that comes into proximity of your life stream, and you will have the building upon that negativity upon negativity, until such time as you will forget how you ever came about carrying that burden. That is most important to understand, for it is not always just what you have done. You must forgive. You must give of the love, of the compassion of your heart into every circumstance of life, or you will carry the responsibility of it. Perhaps you say that is not fair. We're not talking about fairness. We're talking about the alchemy of God's love, and you moving beyond the limitations of other life streams, so that you, as a son and daughter of God, are capable of fulfilling your divine plan, your divine nature, not someone else's. And the sooner that you understand that you are connected in the allness of God, that you love unconditionally every son and daughter of God, you are not responsible for their negativity. You may give the call to transmute much of their negativity that may spill over into the innocent, the holy, into your own life stream, your family, or your community, and that would be in order. But it would not be your total responsibility. Ultimately, those life streams must take responsibility for their actions, and therefore they will be the one to win their reward when they have cleaned up all that they have strewn throughout their embodiments. You, blessed hearts, must stand as a pillar of white fire, allowing for the Christic light of your own Holy Christ presence to constantly stream forth, filling not only your own chalice, but moving out into the areas of your life and surroundings, so that you are permeating the very atmosphere about you with the charge of the Christ. And that charge, blessed hearts, is pure. It is holy. It is inviting. For when that light is present, it will be a great magnet, not only of the white fire, but of the nature of God love. And it will draw all to it. There may be those who will come within the circle of influence of that light that you carry, that need transmutation. And that is the only way their Holy Christ presence has determined that they can have a step up in their vibration to begin to start forging their own path of Christhood. There may be those that will be like the moth to a candle, coming not only to have it consumed, but to wreak havoc in your world merely because it opposes what they stand for. And that is negativity. And I tell you, blessed hearts, when that occurs, you are unmoved. You stand in the pillar of light. You continue to love unconditionally, and you move about the business of your presence. You will not be able to save everyone into the light of their God presence, for there must be the ability within their own threefold flame of the heart to be awakened to the reality that they need to be in the presence of their Holy Christ self. So you, blessed hearts, must know that you can do only what you can do, and then you move on and you keep moving, and you keep announcing the activity of the Christ light and the righteousness of the I Am presence that is always that activity within the outer vehicles that must be striven to achieve. And when the day is done, you do not count your failures. You count your victories. Because one victory will be enough for you to rest in the arms of the mighty I Am presence. For the recharge that your bodies, your outer vehicles must receive during the nighttime and prepare you for the next cycle and the next day. What an exciting opportunity it is for this Godhead charioteer to come into incarnation. What an excitement there will be when you come home in the ascension. And what a glory will be that light that streams forth from out the cosmos of the many sons and daughters of God, in their individualization of God ascended in the light and free, understanding and knowing themselves as the ascended Master. O blessed hearts, what a glorious time for your life stream. To know that you can raise up out of the muck of human consciousness that life that might otherwise be swallowed up in the riptides of the masses, and elevate your consciousness into the mighty I Am presence. How glorious indeed! Your gratitude should be abounding to the karmic board and the cosmic councils for the opportunity for this activity of the temple to come forth, and for the anointing of these representatives to deliver our fire and our teaching. For indeed, this is not a common occurrence. And when you have the first taste of your mighty I Am presence, drinking it in, ingesting that presence in the fullness of all that your presence desires for you to experience, you will understand the importance with which this instruction and these teachings carry. I trust that you will adhere to my every word. And as you move forward in your day-to-day life, consider yourself a pillar of the temple, standing in the white fire core of your being, allowing for God love to emanate in, through, and around you, as you commune in the essence of God love and establish your own I am that I am, here and now. I, Jesus, commend you to the white fire core of your being and the love of God.